Mindfulness is the concept of being present, being aware of oneself, one's thoughts, the mind, and one's own physical body, but also aware of what is happening in the external environment and be tuned into it. The idea is also to be open, caring, compassionate, and non-judgmental towards one's thoughts and feelings. An important aspect of mindfulness, and similarly extending this to the outside world. Mindfulness is not so much about control or thought suppression, but simply accepting the present condition without judgment. Mindfulness is about being aware while having the notion and intention of thoughts, actions, and behaviors that are most conducive to one's own and others' well-being. The most basic and simplest form of mindfulness is awareness of one's breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing helps one calm while taking breath in through the nostrils, expanding the abdomen, and then exhaling, and repeating this process, and being aware of the breath, usually just above the lip. In our cultures, our tendency to escape negative thoughts and feelings is rampant. We're constantly pushing away negative thoughts and feelings by engrossing ourselves in anything but having to do with those negative things and feelings. For instance, we watch TV, we call a friend, we consume too much food, alcohol, drugs, or just engage ourselves in electronic activities, or engross ourselves in our smartphones and computers, just to avoid any negative thought and feeling. Now, some of these activities are fine if they're done both in moderation, not just trying to escape a thought, but because you value the activity. There's a big difference in doing things because you're trying to escape, or doing things because you value doing them. Mindfulness is to step back and watch our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors as they arise and pass away from a compassionate, curious, non-judgmental perspective, disassociating oneself from the thought itself. For instance, a project manager may think about, what if I can't deliver on time? What if the project fails? What if this? What if that? What he can do, he can just dissociate from the thought and start watching it, observing it, but not from a critical perspective, but from a compassionate, curious, non-judgmental perspective. The thoughts will in time fade, and the project manager can continue working on his project without too much worry. The most important thing is to have the qualities of kindness, curiosity, patience, and acceptance in place while practicing mindfulness. There are 3 elements of mindfulness. The first is intention. Why mindfulness is practiced in the first place. The second is attention. Monitoring, observing, or awareness of one's internal and external experiences. The third is attitude. The attitude of curiosity, openness, acceptance, and love that makes mindfulness an effective practice. These 3 elements are essential in practicing the correct form of mindfulness. Let's begin with intention. 3 kinds of intentions are classified when it comes to mindfulness. The first one is self-regulation, wanting to reduce one's stress. The second is self-exploration, wanting to understand one's mind. The last is self-liberation, the selfless service, where one does not identify with an individual self, but as part of a society, part of a community, part of a world, and wanting to serve or make a world a better place. This is called self-liberation. Attention, being aware. Let's say you're driving down a road, you hit traffic. You might feel a bit anxious. Time is being wasted in traffic. It's frustrating. You want to get home for dinner in time. But then you become aware of your thoughts, paying attention to the sensations, to the feelings, to your surroundings, and to your thoughts. You start paying attention to everything that's happening right now. Now, the attitude by which you pay attention becomes very important. Attitude. The attitude of curiosity, openness, acceptance and love are incredibly important to have this attitude in place when exercising mindfulness. Another concept in mindfulness is impermanence. Impermanence is the idea that everything is ever changing. Your body, thoughts, feelings, and life itself, your possessions, needs and wants, all keep changing throughout your life. Hence, what we experience is impermanent, whether pleasant or not. And being attached to the present state of things could also cause us to become anxious. We have to embrace impermanence and accept change. Another concept in mindfulness is interdependence. How we're all interconnected and affect each other. Our success, in fact, depends on the success of others. We affect and are affected by not just people around us, but also our communities and the world. What happens in one place can affect what happens somewhere else. We can then begin to see everything as one, the conglomerate of humanity and its environment. From this, we could also identify what problems and projects are the right ones to work on. Having this notion and understanding of interdependency, along with the right intention, attention, and attitude, provides a strong foundation for a great leader, giving them the capacity to not only understand and self-lead, but also be able to effectively lead others and lead change.